Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so excited. We are so excited to be here on this afternoon, maybe on your lunch break. I'm not sure what you're doing right here at this 1 o'clock moment. I wanted to pause and just interrupt your day just for a little bit so that we can talk about our new book, Redefined. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the authors on here that are with me. These are not all of the authors. If you are with us on, when did we have our last live? Wednesday evening. We had three of the authors, and so I have four of them with me on this evening. So we have Prophetess Ashley McCoy. We got Prophetess Keisha James. We got Evangelist Antoinette. We got Lady Monica. Yes, y'all give it up. Those of you that are in the comments, go ahead and put some comments, put some emoji, heart emojis in the comment section. And you ladies, of course, make sure that you share it on your broadcast as well. Those of you that are tuned in, share it on your broadcast. It's going down, y'all. So before we like get into it, this is going to be our moment for you to meet the authors of Redefined. Again, this is not all of them. This is just some of them. But in this book, I've created a compilation filled with lead ladies that are in ministry as well as in the marketplace that's doing ministry in the marketplace. And we've put together our stories. We're telling our stories. And there's something powerful about when you share your testimony. Why? Because a lot of times we come so far away from our testimonies that we don't even realize like how much God has really brought us out of. But there are people that are where we were, and they need some encouragement too. Like you think about you back then, and you're like, if I knew somebody that was going through what I was going through, that would have helped ease it a little bit. Not completely take me out of it, but it would have been like, okay, I'm not the only one. Because a lot of times when you're going through stuff, you feel like you're the only one that's in it in the moment that you're in it. And so the powerful thing about this is that we've gathered all of our stories together. And I said it before and I'll say it again, you know, people see the glory, but they don't realize that there's a story behind that glory. We pay for that oil, right? And so with that being said, to allow people that, you know, we have a sphere of influence. We have people that we lead, people that follow us, people that are inspired by our lives, things that we've done, people that know us back then. Hello. It can bring up some stuff from our past, but we don't look like what we've been through. We thank God for that. And so to be able to share this in this platform and put all of our stories together, it is such a beautiful thing. You have a story to tell too. And so this just shows the goodness of God. So I said all that to kind of explain what the compilation book is about. It is called Redefine, How to Flip the Script and Reclaim Your Narrative. So ladies, say hey to the people. Y'all are here. We're here.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
And what I love is like all of them are pretty. And so that's like a double, you know what I'm saying? Like it's one thing to tell the story, but then when you cute with it, it's easy on the eyes. It's easy on the eyes. But we're gonna jump straight into it. It's not really no particular order. But I'm just going, I'm gonna start with Evangelist. Can we do that? We'll start with Evangelist and your story. So, Evangelist, tell the people a little about who you are so that once again, this is meeting the author so you can get to know us before you read the story. So, just share with the people who you are, what you do, some of your titles, things of that sort.
So I'm Antoinette Pender. I am wife, mom, all the good stuff. I'm evangelist in the Lord's Church. And I am also an entrepreneur. So I work in the mortgage industry. I'm known as Your Mortgage Lady Net. And I'm also with my husband. We are property investors. We have other businesses as well. So I just be doing whatever God tell me to do. And now I'm an author. Okay.
Okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. So share like what is the name of your chapter and what is it about? Like where did that come from?
So my chapter is named Messy Manifestation.
Hmm.
And I've been saying that for years because I feel like every time it's like I want God to do something and it seems like things just go contrary to what God promised or what the word says or what prophecy was. And then all of a sudden it's like God comes through. And I coined that, I say with my friends all the time, messy manifestation, because sometimes manifestation is messy. It's not all going to be lilies in the valley, right? Sometimes, most times, it's not going to go the way you want. But even in your mess, God still is going to show up and turn things around for you.
Yeah, and I love that. I really do love your title because many times when we talk about the whole manifestation aspect and manifesting things, we think of it in the light of this is it. This is the
Right.
moment. It's right here. But when you put that word messy in front of it, it shifts your mindset. Like, wait, huh? I thought
Yeah.
this was going to be amazing manifestation, glorious manifestation,
Right.
prosperous manifestation. Where the messy come from, but to not overlook the fact that sometimes in the middle of the mess, that's when God can really manifest his best. So, one of the sentences in your book, I'm the only one that read the book, y'all. So I know a little more information with the different stories, but one of the things that you said is I stepped out on a word and the outcome did not match up the promise that God gave me. Can you talk a little bit about that experience of stepping out on a word and it not looking like
Yes.
a promise?
Yes. So I'm really big on if I get a prophecy, I'm gonna war by that prophecy. If it says in the Bible that I'm healed and I'm whole and all these things, I really walk by that, and I'm a faith walker. But there was a point in business where God told me, it was time to do my business full time. My husband was on board, and like all hell started breaking loose. And I was like, that's crazy. Cause why?
Mhm.
Why would you do that?
Right.
And um, I started losing faith a little bit because it really got really, really bad. Y'all need to read. It got really messy. And sometimes we see things, it's hard to see past the mess.
Uh-oh. Hmm? Okay. We're gonna move on because I think she froze for a moment, but that's all right. We're gonna come back to it. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to since we're here, let me just pause. If you don't know already, our book releases on Sunday. Okay, y'all just applaud. I mean, I can't see the applause, but y'all, yeah, you can see us applauding. We're excited about it. So we're having a book release on this Sunday, and we want to invite everybody. Of course, if you're locally, you can be a part. We want you to be a part of it. Truth Nation 5049 Edgewater Drive. It is a book signing, a book release and signing party. It's going to be amazing. You're coming out to support, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a book release like you've never seen before because you too are going to leave inspired. And what I love about this is that, she's back, y'all.
I'm
She's back.
back.
That's it. We cannot be what? Stop.
That's it. That's right.
But what I love is that us ladies are coming together in a time where there's always competition and who's bigger than who, and it's like we
Mhm.
can't really come on the same page. But for us to come together, and I got to say this, as Black women, not
Yeah.
competing, but really sharing and have the same mindset. I love that about us. Okay, I love that about us. But
Yes.
baby Angelus, we back to you. We're gonna start from
Okay.
what you talk about. Okay, you stepped out on a word, and the outcome did not match the promise. Let's pick it up from there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when it got really bad, I had a moment where I had to come to myself
Hmm.
and start believing God again. And I just remember taking the word that I received, taking the word in the Bible, taking those scriptures and using the word to turn my whole situation around. And
Yeah.
it got really good once I started applying the word and walking on a word. We can't
Yes.
forget what God said. It's always going to come to pass.
I love that. I love that. The power of confession and walking on a word. You're talking, and I'm remembering Peter. He was walking on a word. He only came because Jesus told him to come. And that changes
Right.
the game. And now he's the only one that has the witness and the fact that he was able to walk on water. Nobody else bears that record. And so that walking on a word really changes the game with a lot of things in our lives. But in your chapter, you really like go into detail of how manifestation took place. And I love that about what you've written about. And a lot of people will be able to connect to things that they want to manifest in their life that may not seem like it's adding up right now. It may not seem like it's matching. Like what I look like right now don't look like where I'm going. But what's
Right.
one of the things that you were believing God for in a state where it seemed uncommon?
Um, so as it relates to my chapter, I was believing God for a place to live. Okay. On top of my business and all the things I had to do with my business, we were in a very unstable place. And we were believing God for home ownership.
Yeah.
Actually, just for a place to stay, not even home ownership. But God
Right.
blew our minds, y'all. I ain't gonna tell you all of that. But we needed somewhere to live. We actually lost everything. And um it was just a lot to have to go through personal stuff, especially if you're in the marketplace and an entrepreneur or a CEO or high up in your career. Life don't stop life, and just because you got a word or you are working your business. So it was a lot to navigate at
Yeah.
one time. But I thank God for a husband that's in faith, and I
Amen.
thank God for the word of God. I literally saw my life change when I started applying the word. That is no cap. You hear me?
Yes. Yes. I want you to put that in the comment section, y'all. Apply the word. I got to apply the word to my situation. That's what changes everything. We stand
Yes.
on the word. His word would not return void, and he has to do it would accomplish what it was sent to do. So when
Every
we
time.
stand on the word, that changes the game. Listen, I'm excited to read your story again, and those that are reading it are going to be blessed. Thank you for sharing, Evangelist. Okay, we're gonna move
Absolutely.
on to the next author, Lady Monica. Lady Monica, tell the people about you. Who are you? Who's Lady Monica?
Hello, everyone. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I'm a honey. And just recently, I became a mother-in-law as well.
Ooh, yeah. What is a honey? So the saints know.
Grandmother.
A grandmother. Okay, it's
She
a
calls
grandmother.
me honey. Yeah.
Yes. Because your face is so young, it throw people off. So like, honey, what does that mean? Yeah. So you're a grandma. But I'm happy to have you on, and as of course as
Thank you.
one of the authors. So now you're coming from the perspective of being a PK, a pastor's kid.
Hmm.
Share a little
Yes.
bit because in your chapter you talk a little bit about that. Kind of talk about your experience in being a PK.
So, just to give a little snippet, growing up as a PK, um, I will always cherish the memories that I have from just the different things that I've attended church and rehearsals and just playing with friends at conferences, all of that. But it became a point to where I think as PKs we learn how to do church. We get used to serving, and because we know how to do it well, we think that's going to get us into heaven. Um,
Right.
and so it kind of stops us from really building a true, authentic relationship with Jesus Christ. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of what I experienced a little, not really giving God my full yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the things that you always mention is that whole relationship over religion.
Yes.
And as a PK being exposed to so many churches, so many services and serving, and it's like my parents are doing it, so I'm doing it too. It really
Mhm.
does. And maybe this not just for PKs, but maybe for children or adults that have parents that are always in church or always serving. And it's like you kind of just fall into it. It's like, well, I'm at church, might as well I do it. But really
Yes.
there's no real connection. So at what age did that real connection take place for you where it was beyond just being a PK and going to church because my parents go to church, but this is something that I desire to do as as an adult or as a teenager? Like what shifted for you?
So, okay, we always grow up saying, I'm saved, I'm saved, but I really gave God my life when I was 19 years old. However, I did not completely give God a total yes until 2019. I just turned 42 this year.
Hmm.
And so 2019, we get in the habit, we're saying yes. I remember crying out to the Lord so many times in church services, saying yes and yes, but I was holding back. There were certain things I wanted to do. Like I had a list of, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this, but I'll do this. And
Yeah.
so giving God a yes, we can't really determine what it is God. We can't give God a list of what we're
Mhm.
going to do. When we say yes to God, then we're saying yes to His purpose for our lives, and whatever comes along with it, that's what we have to be willing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that because it really highlights the reality of the selective yes that we give to God.
Hmm.
Yes, if it's according to my comfort zone. Yes,
Yes.
yes, God, whatever you want me to do, as long as I feel comfortable doing it. Yes,
Yes.
whatever, God, you can use me as long as I have the education to back it up so I don't be out here looking crazy. Okay. So, but we don't
Exactly.
realize how selective that yes is when God is saying
Hmm.
no, yes, in the state that you are right now, where you feel like you're the least qualified. Why does He do that? When we feel the least qualified, I ain't got nothing to say for God. I'm struggling
Yes.
right now as we speak. Why do you want me to pray for somebody? Why do you want me to speak a word to somebody? Why do you want me to encourage somebody? Send somebody to encourage me. I need that.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that you said that because that selective yes. So many people fall into that category and don't even realize it. And of course, you're one of the spiritual leaders, of course, in the book, being a first lady, and all of us that are first ladies are that are in the book. None of us wanted to do it, and so
Mm.
with that being said, it's kind of like it just fell on us, and it's a moment of maybe for some of us, it's like after a couple of years of doing it, let me give God a real yes. Okay, let me stop fighting this thing. It starts
Mm-hmm.
off with I'm just going to support my husband, and then it's maybe I do have a calling on my life, and I can really have God work with it, whatever, whatever. But again, it's really yielding yourself to you. So I can totally relate to that whole selective yes. I do want to read something that you wrote in the book. You put religion often revolves around appearances rather than true understanding. It focuses on adhering to societal expectations of what pleases God rather than seeking genuine revelations. And so
Yeah.
it shifts from being a people pleaser to being a God
Mm-hmm.
pleaser. These are the
Yes.
rules and the regulations of the church of what appears to be how a believer or how a Christian should function in their lives. And when you don't do this, that, and the other, you are not saved in the eyes of
Right.
people, not really realizing that the relationship that you have with God is what really outweighs that whole aspect. So I love your
Right.
story in that
Right.
aspect. And I'm grateful because as PKs, sometimes it's either you end up falling into ministry even though you fight it, or they don't want to have nothing to do with ministry. So share a little
Mm-hmm.
bit about how you ended, because I know you did not want to. You seen your parents in ministry, but you didn't want to be a part. But how you and your husband connected, and here you are in the thing that you didn't want to do.
So we actually grew up together. So we were always in church
Yeah,
together. So it was just a thing that we've always done. Um, he knew early on. He's been preaching 16. He knew early on what God called him to do. It was
yeah,
me. I was like, no, I don't want that. However, I supported him as much as I could. And so we married at 19. And so I knew then. So it's not like I went into it blind. It's just I
yeah,
fought it to I and I fought it inwardly. I wasn't outspoken about it. It's not like I was letting people know this is not really what I wanted to do,
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
want to do. But God knew. God knew I was fighting as much as I could to
yeah.
not be in this role. But um, when he has a purpose for you, he's going to get your attention by any means necessary. And
That's
so
right.
I'm like, okay, Lord, I know if this is what you want me to do, then you have already given me what I needed. And
That's
so
right.
once I came to that realization, then um, I gave God a yes. And I do it scared. I hear that a lot. Like,
Yeah,
I know it's not me. It's not
yeah,
me doing it. It's all because
yeah.
of him. So
That's right. That's right. And at the end of the day, you can fool people, but you can't fool God. He really knows your heart.
exactly.
And so you
Yes.
can be outward doing everything, and everybody, you look like, oh no, she got it. Like she got it.
Mm-hmm.
And inwardly is like my heart is completely detached. I am
Yes.
literally functioning on what is autopilot. I'm just
Yeah.
doing this because I know, and I've done it for so long. I know how to
Right.
go with that move. But yeah, I love your story. Y'all get your book. Once again, this Sunday is our book release. If you didn't hear about it, maybe you came in late or you're watching the replay. I always say if you watch the replay, watch it like you're watching it live. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
come be a part. Truth Nation this Sunday at 6 p.m. book release and signing, and you're gonna leave inspired and changed. Be on time. We starting right at 6, and then you'll be able to meet all the authors, take pictures, get all the signatures. It's gonna be great. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. Thank you, Lady Monica, for sharing. Okay, we're
You're
gonna move
welcome.
on to Prophetess Ashley. That's my daughter, y'all. I'm so glad. Yes,
Hello.
glad that she's here. She's a part. Ashley, share with the people who's Ashley for those that do not know you.
I am, well, I just found out a fifth generation preacher. I thought I was a fourth, but I'm
Oh,
a
look at that.
fifth.
See, so you
A
oily,
fifth
oily,
oil.
oily, oily.
I mean, way back.
Yeah, yeah.
So fifth generation preacher. I'm a businesswoman, entrepreneur, and I do life and ministry. They
Yeah.
go together hand in hand.
I love that. I love that. So talk about like, the name of your chapter and kind of just give us a summary as to where that the title came from for your chapter.
So the title of my chapter is When Decision and Destiny Collide.
Mm,
And that kind of came from growing up, in church as a fifth generation preacher. It's a lot of pressure. And from the beginning, I didn't know who I was, but everyone else around me knew who I
yeah,
was. So I
yeah.
would kind of see glimpses of it and tap into it a little bit. But it wasn't until I made the decision to agree with
There you go.
destiny that
Yeah,
had been chasing me down that I started walking in my purpose. And
yeah,
so that's where that came from.
yeah.
Um,
And it literally chased you down because you start off in your chapter sharing how you were coming from a party and then went to bed and then had a prophetic, you had a dream that you were prophesying to people in a service and all that. And this is right after the party.
right
Can
after
you
the
share
party.
it? Right after the party? So if that ain't a chase, I don't know what is. And it's so
I
funny
mean,
how it's funny how God can give us these dreams, and in Him giving us these dreams, you would think like, oh, I'm disqualified now. I don't party hardy. Like He can't want to use me. Here we are going to sleep, and He's like, you still call.
let me remind you.
I'm gonna wait for you to get the revelation, and that's the key word. What you said, it's a decision. Because I
It's a
can have the
decision.
destiny all day. It's in me. I know I'm anointed, but if I don't decide that I'm going to partner with the destiny, then I'm just gonna look at it from the outside, saying this is what I could be, and this is what I should be. So, and for your chapter, you put I was introduced to smoking at 14 years old. Then, along with that, I started drinking. Now, the very thing that my father was struggling with tried to come after me. Can you tell me about the process of running from destiny and how you end up running into things that you really don't need to be entertaining?
So, because I was always in church, I grew up in church, that's all I knew. Um, I was like not tired of it, but my heart was kind of there, but it wasn't. I was
Yeah.
halfway in, halfway out. And so by that time, I had kind of started experiencing certain things. And I was like, I don't have time for this.
Mm,
No, you know. And so when I got to high school and kind of got introduced to a certain group of people and started hanging out with like my older cousins and things like that, it was like an outlet for me.
mhm,
Partying was an outlet. Like, this is a space where I don't have to feel pressured. This is a space where I don't have to continually be reminded that this is what I have to do and this is what I'm
Mm.
called to do, you
yeah.
know? And so it made it easy for me to continue to run to that. I was hanging out with my cousin one night and he was like, look, y'all try this. It was me and my other cousin. And I liked the way it made me feel. I was free, thought I was free, quote unquote.
Mm.
And so I kept running back to those things, but
Yeah.
eventually it turned on me.
You ran into what you was running away from. So in this whole process of you like smoking and all that, are you still in ministry? Are you still
I'm
serving
I'm still serving,
full function?
still serving. I mean, full adjutant, like
That's a mess.
it is a hot mess, a hot mess.
Wow, wow. You put that you can be functioning in some type of ministry capacity and still be running from destiny.
Absolutely, and
It
that
kind
was
of
me.
goes, yeah, it kind of goes with what Lady Monica was saying. Like, and this is just for you all to highlight, kind of see yourself, because in the stories, you'll be able to see yourself in a lot of the ladies that are sharing their stories. Where are you one of those, like, am I functioning, but I'm not really attached to what I'm doing? Am I in full hard down position, a whole intercessor, but still got stuff I'm dealing with at home that no, I need to be free from, but I've
Yeah.
perfected the look, because the look ain't gonna get you nowhere. Again, back to Lady Monica, that relationship over
Mhm.
religion. You can fool everybody else,
Mhm.
but you can't fool God. And the key, the one word that changes everything, is what is found in your title is the decision.
Decision. That's right.
And what made you decide?
So I feel like it was the encounters that I was having.
Okay.
And the the fact that I did not stop serving as well really saved me.
Okay.
So I was still functioning in it, even though I was doing other things.
Yeah.
But all while I was functioning in it, there were seeds that are being planted, and
Yes.
then there are encounters that I'm experiencing,
Yeah.
and I was also experiencing crazy things, like when I tried to smoke after I told God that I was really going to stop, and I couldn't remember how I got home. Oh yeah, I'm gonna stop, God. I'm
This will
done.
be
You
fun.
ain't gotta worry about it. Don't have to worry about it because I don't understand
It's a
what's
defining
happening
moment
here.
right there.
But this is it. This
Yeah.
is it.
Yeah.
I gotta get for real.
That's fun. I love that. And I and while you were talking, I was just thinking, I want to talk to like a mom that maybe believe in God for their children. If your child live in your house, get them in church. I don't care how rotten, devilish, demonic, how possessed you think they are, and like, oh, they don't want to go to church. That's not their decision when you live under my roof. You go to church because there's deposits that are taking place in the spiritual realm when they're in service, as detached and disinterested as they may seem while they're in church. You get them there. You make that a requirement to get them there, because it's not saying what you did, Ashley, as far as in the in the world and in church. You don't want to be doing that at the same time. However, something was still getting on the inside of you, and
Yes.
eventually you made that decision. So I just wanted to pause to encourage maybe a mom or somebody, a grandma that maybe believe in God for someone that just seems like they're so far off. Get them in church, even if they don't live in your house. Invite them to come to church. Oh, they're a heathen. I ain't gonna tell them come. Come with the smell of weed on their clothes. Come, whatever state they are in, bring them in, because God can do a work on the inside just like He did with you. Ashley, thank you for sharing. Y'all got to read Ashley's story, because especially for the young people, I really, if you are like in that teenager, for the parents that are out there, get the book even for them, because I believe that it'll definitely be something that they can connect to. So again, Sunday is the day for the book release. Before I call up Prophetess Keisha, right before I came on the live, y'all, live started at 1 o'clock, 12:59, the books came. And I got to show it to y'all. So in this particular meet the author interview, look what I got. Look what I got, y'all. Look what I got.
Yes.
Look. So if you pre-ordered your copy, you can pick it up on Sunday if you're, of course, local. If you ordered it and you paid for shipping, we're going to ship it to you first thing on Monday. But you're going to get your signed copy. Your book is here. It's real. It's real. We're not just talking about it. We made it happen. It manifested. And some of it had a little bit of mess, but we still did it, right? We manifested it, okay? And we made it happen. And so I'm excited about it. You'll get everybody's signature for the book on Sunday. What's today? Friday. It feels like Saturday, but on Sunday at 6 p.m. Make sure you're at Truth Nation. You can grab your copy of Redefined. Okay, we're gonna close it up with oh no, we got two more. Okay, so let's go with Prophetess Keisha, and then I'll close it out with Deaconess Jennifer. We'll actually bring her on. Hey, Deaconess Jennifer, how are you? I'm glad you made it on.
I'm good. I finally was able to join.
Good. So we're gonna let you get settled in. I'm gonna go to Prophetess Keisha, and then we're gonna close out with you.
Okay.
Okay. So Prophetess Keisha,
Hey.
hello, sister.
How are you, darling?
I am doing good. So this is one of another one of the spiritual leaders that are in the book. This is Prophetess Keisha, all the way from
Virginia. We're in
Virginia.
the ministry is in Norfolk, Virginia, actually.
Yes. So tell the people about you. Who are you, for those that may not know who you are?
Okay, so I am a mother. I'm a wife. I am a prophetess. I am a co-pastor. Praise the Lord. I'm a business owner, and I'm a third-time author, baby. Huh?
That's it. That's it. I love that. I'm honored to have you a part of Redefined and this leading women's compilation. So your story is very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a very, and I love that you go into details and you put in all the bones out there. So
Oh, yeah.
and for people that like to be nosy, If you want to know about Prophetess Keisha,
I'm gonna tell
one
it.
aspect of her, she gonna tell it. She gonna tell it. We're not leaving nothing behind, and I love that. So we're not gonna say everything, but I do want
Right.
to highlight a few things. Growing up with a father that was on drugs and an alcoholic and
Mhm.
sexually abused you at the age, starting from the age of 8, right?
Yes,
Can
that's
you
correct.
share a little bit about how that affected you as a child, as a
Oh,
teenager, and then going into your adulthood?
oh my goodness. Several things happened because of that. Number one, I felt like I could trust no one.
Yeah,
And sometimes even to today, it still occurs.
yeah,
Um, I felt like low self-esteem, that has the confidence,
yeah,
having confidence to go forth and do what God is calling you, because you're like, God, after all that I've been through, how can you use me? Like, I don't have the brains to do it. I don't
right,
have the looks to do it.
yeah,
All of that stuff goes through your mind. And so, yeah, I've suffered really, really bad. And also I had a very bad spirit of control.
yeah,
And that was because of what happened. I was determined that nobody was going to hurt me ever again.
yeah,
And so I had to be in the seat of, I'm leading this ship, I'm guiding this boat, bus, whatever. I'm in control. And
yeah,
so if anybody's going to be hurt, it won't be me.
right.
Okay, I'll
I'll
do
hurt
that
you before you hurt me.
hurt. Absolutely. And so
Right.
that was the things that I had to deal with, as a child growing up. And God is amazing though. I know it was all for where I am today,
Yeah.
to help others.
Yeah. So what was the that defining moment for you where you're like, you know what, I can't allow what I've been through to affect me anymore? Because after a while, it started affecting you in your relationship, with
Yeah.
your husband, maybe with your children. Just that is always some type of trigger that comes up based on what happened to you as a child. So many of us deal with so many things as adults that hit us as a child.
Yeah.
And we think like we grew up in age and we had birthday after birthday after birthday, but we still 50 dealing with the 7, 8-year-old girl
Yes.
or man that,
Yes.
was hurt in that age. And we never really dealt with that and put those things behind, so many things that are associated with it. But what was your turning point from being free from, what you went through as a child?
I want to say my turning point was for me was to know that R. Kelly has a song, right?
Mhm.
My mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes.
My God.
And I am a firm believer on whatever comes out of your mouth is going to be so.
Yeah.
And so, your mind can't be saying no, but your body's saying yes. Your
Yeah.
mind is saying that, saying no, but your body's saying yes because of what's in your mind. And
Mhm.
so, if the proper things are not in your mind, the Bible tells us to cast those things down. If we don't cast them down, then of course our body's going to be still saying, do it, do it, do it.
Right.
So, as a child, I also suffered with the spirit of lust. And this was my defining moment. I was determined that I was not going to allow what I've been through or become what I had been through. I was determined that I had to do better.
Mhm.
So for me, I don't even know if I talk about this in the book, but one night I'm giving my baby boy a bath, and I hear the enemy telling me to molest him. And I
Wow.
just yell and scream. I scream, and my husband comes running. I break out in tears, and I say, I can't do it. I can't give him a bath anymore. And my
Yeah.
husband stood over me and he declared the word of God over my life. He said, you are going to do
Yeah.
what God has called you to do, and that is
Yeah.
to be your mother.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you feel like you can't do a thing, he never said, oh, I'm going to give it, don't worry about it. People try to cover you in the aspect of, let's say, they think that they're helping you, but they're really hindering you. My
Yeah.
husband not once said, oh, dear, I'll just give him a bath. Don't
Yeah.
you worry. No, he spoke the word of God over me, and he says, you are going to be a great mother. Sometimes you need people in your life, even when you don't want to hear it, you need those
Yeah.
people in your life that are going to come and stand flat-footed beside you and decree and declare you're going to be the best that God has called you to be in Jesus'
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
So
Having the right people around you, that
it makes a
transparent moment
difference.
is,
Yeah.
it makes a difference. And a lot of times we deal with our parents' devils. And
Yeah.
it's like, I don't even know where this came from. Like, how did I even have this thought? And I love what you did, that you didn't keep it to yourself, but you shared it with your husband, and he was able to minister
Absolutely.
to you in that moment and then just take it from you. But no, I want you to face this thing
You got it.
because you're going to
You got
overcome
it.
it. That's
That's
so powerful
yeah.
right there in itself.
Yeah.
Um, you talked about the power of confession and the woman with the issue of blood. And that
Yeah.
particular revelation really, really blessed my whole life when I was reading it. Can you share a little bit about that and how it connects with your story?
I so love that story because there was something about the woman with the issue of blood. First of all, she heard that Jesus was coming her way,
Yeah,
which meant it was opportunity time for her.
right.
And even though the things that she had suffered in the past, she never once allowed that to be a hindering or a stepping stone. I mean, a stumbling block for her.
Yeah.
She decides that I am going to take advantage of this.
Mm-hmm.
And she kept saying, that's why I say our words are very powerful. What she
Mm-hmm.
kept saying, if I could just touch the hem of his garment, I know
Yeah.
I'll be made whole.
Yeah.
And so I relate that to my story because even today, I still have to keep saying, because the enemy will try to tell me one thing, but I'll still keep saying. Even before I got on here, I had to say that I am going to get up here
Yeah.
and do what the Lord has called me to do in Jesus'
Yeah.
name. You're
Yeah.
going to have to keep saying it, even though you don't see it, even though you're afraid, even though you may be nervous. You're going to have to keep saying it. That is the
Yes.
aspect, or that is where we are. We're going to have to keep saying it. I tell my children all the time, you're going to have to keep saying. My daughter, the other day, she braids hair now, and she was doing her hair, and she needed my help to finish. Well, we didn't finish before school started. Listen, you going to school though, baby. So
That's it.
well, what am I going to do? You're going to put on a hat. She's like, Mom, we can't wear hats. I said, let me say this to you. I don't know what we're gonna do, but you're gonna put a ponytail on it. You're gonna make it happen. We're gonna cover up what they can't see. We're gonna make it happen. I just can't. I said, oh no, you can. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to speak it because
Yes.
you have to be determined, even though things are not going well right now. I
Yeah.
am determined that my situation is going to be better. So I
Yeah.
told her, you say these words and you say them right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to make the best out of a not so good situation.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to speak that in the atmosphere. And all of a sudden, she calmed down. Words are very powerful. If you would just keep saying it, regardless of what you're hearing the enemy tell you, you got to keep saying it and keep saying it and keep saying it. Okay, I'm going to be quiet.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Amen. Words carry weight. Words carry weight. And, you know, God spoke words, and here we are.
Hey.
He said, let there be, and it was. He didn't do nothing else. All he did was speak it. And what he spoke appeared. And so that means that your words have creating powers.
Come on.
You create the world, your world with your words. And so that's why you got to be careful what's coming out your mouth.
Absolutely.
Because just like you see that in the positive light and you create things, that works in the negative too. So we are living, you are currently living right now in the words that you just said.
That's it.
Think about that. I am in the state that I am right now based on words that I said in the past.
Absolutely.
So if I want a new future, if I want to create something fresh and something new, I got to speak that thing into existence, and then I'll meet it.
My God.
Those words are creative. I love that so much. The woman with the issue of blood kept saying, if I could just touch the hem of his garment, I knew that my healing was found in him.
Yeah.
But if I could just touch just a little bit, I don't want to miss this moment. I just need just to touch a little bit. I already know I'm here. And exactly what she said happened. And so it is powerful with the words that you speak. I absolutely love that revelation of that story. Amen. So I thank you for sharing, Prophetess Keisha.
Absolutely.
Listen, all my nosy folks, get these books so you can you see how real she is. Okay, she gets real interested in her chapter. So make sure that you get your book, get your signed copy. Again, we're all signing it this Sunday. Book release 6 p.m. at Truth Nation Church. You want to be a part of it. We want to see your face in the place. It's going to be an amazing time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Women supporting women, but you're going to leave empowered as well. Okay, we are going to close it out with Deaconess Jennifer, who is here with us. And the crowd goes wild. Yes, we are so excited to have you on, Deaconess Jennifer. I'm glad you was able to make it. Can you tell the people a little bit about you, your background, who you are?
So my background, I have over 25 years in education. Started off as a teacher and just worked my way up. Okay. One thing that has remained consistent, once I joined Truth, I never left. And that was my source of strength. So
Yeah.
when things weren't going right at work, I'm going to church because I know I'm
Listen.
going to get a word that's going to help me to be able to deal with that situation at work. And even
Yes.
in those times when I was looking and wanting to move up, and I heard a message that Apostle preached, and it was like, how can you lead if you can't even follow? And
There
so
you
I
go.
talk about that in the book, that I had to reflect on how I was treating my boss at the time. I'm not the boss yet,
Yeah.
but I'm treating my boss disrespectful, rude, and it was almost like, I wish you would say something to me. And it was horrible.
Yeah.
And I had to repent. I had to change the way I interacted with my boss. I
Yeah.
didn't go to her and apologize for the way I was acting, but I didn't act like that again.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, I'm not moving up. Oh, they have something against me. I know I'm better than this person. I know I'm much better than this person, and I'm not moving up. Oh, and then it was like, but you're disrespectful.
Yeah.
And you want to move up? I'm not
Right.
going to bless that. I'm not going to bless you until you get it right.
That's right.
I tell you, when I got it right, doors just started opening.
Yeah.
And I knew then, I said, it's my connection, my God connection, to make sure that I can't do it. I can't just be in corporate America, in the world, working in education, but you're not connected to God. Now,
Yes.
I don't have to get up in church and preach, and I don't.
Yeah.
But when I go to work, look, I'm going to start that thing off with a prayer and make sure, hey, we got to get this atmosphere right.
That's right.
And
I,
I know you got to ask questions
no,
because you
go
know
ahead.
I
Go
get
ahead.
to
No,
talking. You got to go. I go.
go
Because
ahead.
let me tell you, once my first year, so my first year going to the high school,
Hmm.
I thought I was it.
Yeah.
I had this thing together.
Yeah.
My first year, the school grade dropped to a D. When I tell you, I was devastated.
Yeah.
That night, I got the school grade. We figured it out on a Thursday night. I'm supposed to be in church.
Yeah.
I didn't even go to church that night because I was just so almost in a state of, might be depression, or I got a call from Elder V saying, is everything okay? Because you didn't come to church. I said, oh my God, I forgot it was Thursday. Just that devastated.
Wow.
But I said from that point on, I knew I couldn't put the blame on anybody else. I had to make sure I stayed connected,
Yeah.
that my faith had to be right. And if I get that right, things will work out.
Yeah.
So every day wasn't the best.
Yeah.
I went through things that people wouldn't even know I was going through it, because to me, I had to lead.
Yeah.
And in order for me to lead, I can't let almost team 200 people know, baby, I'm struggling right now.
Right.
I'm going through all hell is breaking loose right now. The few people who need to know, and I had some intercessors on that campus, that they would pray, they would bring their oil, they would cover that campus. We had prayer yearly. I would call the local pastors. I'm like, look, prayer changes thing. Y'all need to come pray over this campus. We would walk that campus. Apostle, y'all know y'all have been out there. Walk the
Hmm.
campus, touch the doors, pray, and
Yeah.
make sure in those years when we did that, let me tell you, it was peaceful. Now, it was some hell that would break loose,
Yeah.
but it wasn't hell that we couldn't manage.
That's right.
And so I'm excited about my chapter. It's leading with purpose and passion, a
Hmm.
journey to self-discovery and personal growth. For those leaders in education, wherever, you have to learn how to follow first. You you can't think you better than the next person.
Right.
I think, oh, I want to lead a group of people, but I don't even know how to follow.
Yeah.
No, learn how to follow first.
Yeah.
Learn how to work for somebody else first.
Yeah.
And then you can get you a group of people to lead. And also taking care of yourself, because it was time I spent years where I neglected my family. I'm like, no, I'm going to work. I'm going to work.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to work how many 7 days a week.
Yeah.
But then life will hit you and you're like, have you taken care of yourself? What have you neglected? Who have you neglected because you're so worried about a job? Life will show you. But then it also will show you what you have inside of you.
Yeah.
You don't have to depend on no job. There are things that I have put inside of you that can bless the nation. It's time for you to do what I told you to do a long time ago, and now it's time for you to do it.
That's
You got
it.
to step on out there, and that's just where. So I hope people are blessed by my chapter. I don't tell all my tea, so but that's for another book, okay?
That's another book. But
That's another book.
if Set Your Face Like Flint was a person,
That's
that's
it.
because
That's
I've
it.
seen you go through several different things and you still had the same stance, the same tenacity, the same drive for what it is. And that's why I love that you're sharing in the chapter your passion in what you do. 25 years of experience in the educational field, and it has truly been amazing. And as you all can see, because I haven't even asked any question, she come out the gate. She is passionate about what she does. But one of the things that is highlighted to me is that she works in the corporate arena that is in the let's say the world. She ain't working for a Christian school, y'all. These are public schools that she's been in, but she incorporates ministry in what she does. And I think that that's the defining moment. It's like I've been to the times where you've had prayer at the public schools, and you don't force anybody to come. You're like, whatever teachers want to come can come, and they come. If you don't want to come, fine, but you're still gonna get this prayer. We're still gonna put this all on this campus, and it makes a huge difference. And so that's what I love about you, how you incorporated ministry in an area that this is not necessarily embraced because it's, like I said, not a private school. This is a public school, and she's really making an impact. And this is the reason why you have the distinguished title of Principal of the Year.
Yes.
It's stuff like this because of your yeah, we got to pause for that. Yes, we have to pause for that because that is truly a blessing. And to be able to share your wisdom. This is not only for those that are educators, but these are for those that are in leadership position. You have dropped some wisdom in your chapter on how to lead, but the focal point is ensuring that personally you're taking care of you. Personally, I'm getting the word. Personally, I'm positioning myself to be fed because I know people are pulling on me and they have to have something that they can pull from. A lot of times, sometimes as leaders, what happens is we're so busy giving. And now when people are pulling, they pull in and getting from end up with negative. It's like depositing money in a bank account, you're using a card, and then you stop depositing, but you're still swiping that card. Now it's decline. Now they end up in a nervous breakdown, or depression, or so many things that are associated with the fact that you're constantly giving, but you're never pouring into, but that you pause to get the word to be poured into so that you have enough to pour back into those that you are leading. That's an amazing thing. And again, in her chapter, you're going to be able to get some wisdom and nuggets of wisdom in how to lead effectively. Thank you so much, Deaconess Jennifer, for sharing. So we're getting ready to wrap up here. I know some of the authors had to go. I appreciate you all tuning in with us on this lunch break or time that you've taken away from your schedule and having the authors on here. Once again, the book is here, y'all. It's here. If you pre-ordered your book, you can pick it up on Sunday during the book release. Don't just pick it up, but stay. It's not going to be that long. We want you to come and be a part at 6 p.m. at Truth Nation Church. It's going to be amazing. You'll get all of the signatures of the authors. That's all heard of, y'all. All of us is going to be writing our signature on here for you to receive it. And then if you ordered it, a matter of fact, you can pre-order it on the website. And once you order it there, we'll have it available for you. So it's going to be very convenient if you go ahead and order it beforehand. You can get the books on the spot, but as while supplies last. So it's better that you pre-order so we can have it all packaged and ready for you. And those of you that ordered and you're getting it shipped, we're going to ship it out first thing on Monday. So you're going to get the book in your hand as well. And we're excited about it. We really put a lot into this in this short period of time. I'm so proud of the authors. We only had 6 weeks to write this book. And we all, as you heard, mothers, business owners, working a 9-to-5, whatever it is, all the titles, all the things that we as women do, and to pause and to realize that how my testimony can be a blessing to someone else really speaks volumes of the authors that are in this book, that I care more about others, not just about what I can get, but about others reading this and their lives being changed. So ladies, thank you so much for being a part. Those of you that are tuned in, thank you so much. If you're watching the replay, thank you as well. Be sure that you share it with someone else. This is an opportunity for you to meet the authors. Ladies, I'm going to see y'all on Sunday. It's going to be an amazing time. We're coming with our A game, and you are going to be empowered. Thank you again for being a part, and we will see y'all then. God bless y'all.
God bless you. Thank you.